Hello. Welcome back to Danganronpa. I'm Josdra, and I said that in the wrong order. So where we left off, we're gonna investigate what happened to Sakura. Yes. And I already forgot what the clues were, so I will be slow. Okay, let's push on with this. I made my way to the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and I felt it begin its sinister descent. There's only so many people left. Wow. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clanking sound. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The door once again opened. Just 6 of you? Huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say it like it's not your fault you're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
What's with the ancient Egyptian theme? Did he already say now then? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. Is this the same stuff he says over and over again? A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yes. How many skills can I have? Increase the time limit for each phrase. The thing's like that's gonna get me screwed over. The thing that's gonna get me screwed over is the using their own words against them part. And I think I'm ready. Class trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Uh-huh.
If you can figure out who done it, then I'll punish everyone.
I'm skipping this because he keeps saying this over and over again.
We already know who did it.
Darn it. Hina.
Whoa! Deja vu.
Yeah.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of these 3 is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Oh no. I'll always account.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Nope, that's not.
Shoot!
I need to calm down. You're the one accused. I should just do my regular. I should just do my regular tactic, and wait for the
One of you.
wait for the whole thing to play out.
One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive.
Yeah, sure.
You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
Sure. I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. But does that mean one of them did it? Make your argument. Pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them.
Wait, what was the button to slow down time? Oh, it's the space. And control is...
There's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here.
That one was kind of obvious, because the pocket trash belonged to Hiro.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember?
Mm-hmm.
It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's
She's got you there, buddy.
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office.
I got it!
I guessed that
I'm
one.
not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office.
Yeah.
So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Yep.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was,
Do we have to do that rhythm game again? Not that.
oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Yeah, that's where she was
Why
killed.
this sudden hostility?
That's where she was killed. So,
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
he's too dumb to kill someone.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Prove it.
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
Shining message? What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
So how could he have seen it? Interesting.
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. On the shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Yep, it doesn't.
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
It never does, buddy. It never does. There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case that clearly contradicts what Hira told us. Make your argument. Magazine dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
So it's one of those three. Okay, I need to think this through.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's not it.
Shoot!
I can tell you exactly.
Like
when
I said,
found
once
the dying
once again, I
message.
like how merciful
When
this
Ogre's
game is.
body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Nope, it's not that one.
Shoot!
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body.
And I can tell you,
It was only after the
I found the
magazine tucked away on the mag. When I pulled it out,
I saw.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Gosh darn it. That's why you don't fast forward too much.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you when it was only after the investigation I found the
Magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
And it's one of those. I need to use their words against them.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying
Which was the capture button again? Let's see if you break silencer. Which button was it again? Control key, focus gauge.
when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can
Oh,
tell
that.
you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the
Nope,
magazine
that's
shelf.
not it.
Shoot!
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only
After the investigation.
investigation had begun.
Son of a...
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
That came out of
When I
nowhere.
pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
So I'll
I
load.
can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
No!
Found the magazine tucked away on
Ah.
the magazine shelf.
I accidentally held the button for too long. I accidentally held the button for too long. So instead of firing, I captured the new one.
I refuse to give up yet.
Gosh darn it.
I can tell you exactly when I found the when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after.
After the investigation had begun.
Nope, that's not it.
Shoot!
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Son of a...
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the
Magazine tucked away. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Nope.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the
magazine tucked away. When I pulled it out,
What's your What I said makes total sense.
Okay, I'm stupid.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
Nope, that's not it. I hate these ones where you have to use their words, because it leaves you guessing. I'm normally just brute forcing this game, so it doesn't...
I can tell you exactly when I found.
Wait. So the three words are...
When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I
Yeah.
can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message.
So it's
It
not
was only
this.
after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Nope.
Shoot!
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying mess. When Ogre's body.
and I can tell you when it was only I found
The magazine tucked away on the magazine. When I pulled it
Let's
out,
try this one.
I saw her.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell
That
you
one
when
always
I
catches me
found
by
the dying
surprise.
message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Oops, wrong button.
When I pulled it out,
What's your What I said makes total sense.
I can tell you exactly what I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby.
Most of the time I need to experiment.
That's where Kyoko found it. After
Whoever
we'd
thought of
begun
the absorb
investigation.
bullets mechanic is stupid.
And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Yeah. I tend to lose a lot of my lives every time I
When did
do
you
the
see the message?
absorb bullet stuff.
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
Acting
I don't
suspicious.
even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
That's true.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
No, there's doubts. Without a doubt. No, absolutely, there's no way Sakura wrote that message. This again. How do I play this again?
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
Wait, why can't I select that one?
The occult is bullcrap.
Wait, why can't I select?
The end is nigh.
I can't
Show me
select.
the proof. I'm at least 30%
I can't select! What the heck? I can't select it. What the heck?
I refuse to give up yet.
Why couldn't I select it? Like it's right click to select, then left click to thing.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
Oh, it's the bullets. Wait, how do I recharge my bullets? Oh, it's the tab. Okay, okay. I remember.
The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. Show me the.
This should prove it.
Okay, I forgot about the reloading mechanic. Because that was only introduced last trial, so I don't fully remember
completely am
it.
convinced that Sakura wrote that dying message.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger.
But
Both of her hands were completely free of blood.
that's true.
Say what?
So someone.
Who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself.
But
That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
mm-hmm.
Because I killed her!
He's stupid.
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
Yeah, huh?
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
I mean, it is
When
him.
I got there,
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me.
Uh-huh.
She was gonna kill me and make her escape.
Yeah.
So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening.
I see.
Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
She vomited blood though.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain.
What?
And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So, what doesn't make sense in Hiro's story? He picked Toko, right? Oops, that's the wrong one.
Shoot!
Then that it doesn't make sense. It's not that one.
I got it!
The magazine was hidden.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Yeah.
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
So someone picked it up.
He's gotta
I'm
be
not too
lying.
late this time, am I?
I don't
No.
see any reason he would lie now after
The
already
stream,
confessing to the crime.
the stream just started.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf.
Uh-huh.
In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I see.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah.
Then who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Toko, I think. It will be Toko, right?
I got it!
Because they must not like.
It had to be
Like.
Toko, right?
Because they won't like it.
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Uh-huh.
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right?
The thing about this game is you never.
Hero just admitted it.
That's right. I killed
So
her.
what's this game about?
No,
It's
you didn't.
murder school.
Ask you.
Murder school
I don't doubt
investigation.
Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
Uh-huh.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time.
Uh-huh.
If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
You hit her with a bottle. Isn't this how crimes are handled? Forensics must be... Yeah, that's technically the whole thing about this game. And I have to prove that. Make your argument.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And
Yeah.
I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind.
Let's-
And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Let's
Yeah, just once.
let's read.
After the first swing,
So we
the
see-
bottle shattered.
So we see all of our options.
She went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hero really is the killer.
But didn't we see that she was hit twice or something? I'll go with my hunch and go with once.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Whoops. Wait, no.
I didn't want to, but I did
I
it.
think it was this one.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby.
Because
And I hit Ogre from behind. Before...
Kyoko examined Sakura's body.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, she was hit like twice. I forgot to change my bullet.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow,
Yeah, there was
that
two
doesn't explain why
wounds.
she had 2 head wounds.
There's 2 wounds. Cause
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on
Kyoko
her head.
told us the body
And
had
remember,
2 wounds.
this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
I see.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head.
No, because there was only
wounds.
one.
It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
Sybil hit her so fast it bounced.
There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
They have chess pieces.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used.
Because 2 are clearly missing.
Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Yeah.
And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
Uh-huh.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
You could clearly see.
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Monokuma and chess pieces. Correlation between the Monokuma battles feels like it's starting to become clear. Connection must be... It's an object. Oh. Hangman's Gambit. Chess pieces, yeah. Chess pieces.
Now I understand.
Well, technically chess piece, but chess pieces.
That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And we saw one that was a knight. So I think
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was
knight?
the knight, if I remember.
So
So, what's that
I think either
matter?
king or queen was
I guess
missing.
you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4.
Yeah, the queen is missing.
And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
Yeah.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
You dumbass.
Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No, I don't think so.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
Because everything's
How is
connected.
it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
It was broken, wasn't it?
I got it! The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
Because it was heavier.
And what is this evidence?
Proves that it is the it was heavier, right? The experiment. Yeah, it was heavier.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles.
Yeah.
And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is
There was more pieces.
there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must
How to
have
get
left
a
behind a few
away with
too
murder.
many pieces,
Just get a
which is
twin.
only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact
That
right
also
number of pieces
That
to
also
remove.
depends on the type of twin.
But why would they have to try
Because
and get rid of it like that anyway?
Identical twins are genetically
Because
clones of
what it
each
would
other.
reveal about the case.
But fraternal twins or non-identical twins have different sets of DNA. So it needs to be identical twins. Sakura.
I got it!
Second attacker.
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
Not really, as long as
The
you...
second wound on Sakura's head.
Yeah, identical
came from that
twins.
Second bottle.
I studied biology in
Given
high
all
school.
the evidence,
Identical
this is the
twins
only
come from the
possible
same egg
conclusion.
cell that's split in two.
The killer
Meanwhile,
wanted to make it look like there
unidentical
was
twins
only
are
one
2
attack,
eggs
so they
fertilized.
had to get rid of their evidence.
Even if they look alike, they will be
From there,
non-identical,
we can conclude
and their
that it
DNA
wasn't
will
Hiro
be
who
different.
delivered that second blow.
That's why they're called identical twins in the first place,
Wouldn't
because
you agree,
not only do they look identical, but also their DNA is
And
identical.
there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Yeah.
Oh, wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do
What?
with it.
those things aren't exactly
No way!
in
You
Spanish,
killed her!
but
I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
wow.
I just remembered something that proves it.
What?
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her.
Who?
I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in.
I see.
But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
Oh yeah, that's why.
After the shock of
Wait.
thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
I think
Could someone tighten the screws in his
the
brain?
I remember
think
from
we've
last
found
week the
this.
locker room had fingerprint.
So Toko,
Right?
where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
The thing,
Hiding
the locker.
in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need to show some proof. I have to find it. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. So far you've probably been pressing the left mouse button during your final strike without a second thought, but from now on, you're gonna have a... Oh no. You have to use a proper truth bullet. Select it in a non-stop debate. Press Q on the mouse wheel. Okay. Yeah. You could also mess with thermals in it. Huh. So now I have to choose which bullet.
It's a lie. I admit nothing.
Ah, whoops.
I hate you. No, no, no!
Wait. Stupid Steam!
You don't know anything. Shut up.
I can't
I curse you. It's a lie. It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. That's enough!
No, no, no! No, no, no. Crap. Where is it? No!
It's a lie! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
Okay.
That's enough!
This should prove it.
There we go. Maybe don't- No, spam click always works. It's always the tab button. Like sometimes it pulls out Steam, or sometimes it like...
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker?
Or sometimes... Because I need to press tab
She
to
must have been
reload,
hiding
but
in
sometimes
there and put
it
their
puts
hand
up
on the
Steam.
wall without thinking.
Yeah.
Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
Nah, I'm gonna keep spam
It
clicking.
doesn't.
Spam clicking
Okay,
saved
then.
my butt
Let's just
so many
compare it
times.
to your hand, shall we?
Dot.
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
She just straight up admitted it.
So did you.
Then you killed Sakura.
No, I swear, there's no way.
I mean,
With it.
she vomited blood.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Uh-huh.
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling, and when I turned around,
She was still alive.
there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Genocide Jack.
Guess who's back?
Yep.
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Yep.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Just wanted to
Well,
stand
to be
back.
honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories,
I see.
so I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see.
Who? Oh.
Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise.
I see.
I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible!
Mm-hmm.
No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
Ah, Byakuya.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
Uh-huh. So that's good. Keep talking like that and he's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that
What's
one.
wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Not yet? Why not yet?
Whoops,
Don't you think
I
there
skipped
was
that.
something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Uh-huh.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... Make your argument. I already used that one. Let's see if they mention poison at all.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And
Yourself.
all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
That could be
And
taken
where
out
did
of
the attack
context.
take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Front of the shelf, but she was in a chair. So they didn't mention the poison at all, so it's not the yellow powder. So I assume it's this it. Because they never reuse bullets.
And all of a sudden,
And we
Sakura
already
was right
used
there in
the
front of me.
examination bullet.
I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Yeah, she was She was on the chair when she died.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair.
Yep.
If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
So it should be the evidence proves. Oh, the bloodstain. Where is it? Status. Nope. Where's the bloodstain? That's what proved it, right? Nope. There.
I got it!
I got one heart back, but if I get a
Sakura
game
was
over, I get
definitely
all
attacked in
5
front of the
back, so it
shelf.
doesn't matter if I get a game over.
The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
Toko's not that strong.
To make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Ah.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Yeah.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Unless Sakura closed it.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Huh. So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
No.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
We would have noticed.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Because... I saw it for myself?
I got it!
That was-
Even before we opened the door to the rec room,
That was a guess.
Hina and I both got a look inside.
Because I was in the locker is stupid. And the
And at that point,
and the locker is
the
too
locker was
small.
already open.
Doesn't make sense.
So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then. Where was she hiding?
I
No.
don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
I was in the locker room.
How do you not know?
What a...
You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No,
Come on,
she's
Hina.
not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
Hina's an
But if
emotional
Genocide
one.
Jill didn't do it. That means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
Yeah.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
I mean,
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
if she did die to the head injury, the Monokuma file would have said it, right? Because I remember the Monokuma file said something different, unless my memory is serving me wrong. It was suicide. By the looks of things, it does look like a suicide, because it was locked room.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause.
Let's come through.
What killed Sakura?
Let's go through
I
with it.
can't think of anything other than...
Yeah, the Monokuma file said something different.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood.
Yeah.
I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean... Maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
That's impossible.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
Yeah, vomited, not...
Not to mention,
yeah,
I didn't
cut.
find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
I see.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Poison. Blood
Some
for the...
sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Yeah, because she vomited blood.
Poisoned?
That's right. This
The
is
chem
the
lab.
conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Yeah, the chem lab.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can... explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Uh-huh.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this
No one
mystery
likes
was
him.
hiding in the chem lab
You just get
up on the
you
fourth
just
floor.
you just get used to him.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals.
Uh-huh.
And that's where I found this.
Yeah, the C-sec...
Is that the poison?
C...
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle.
And A was... If I
The
remember,
specific properties don't matter.
A
What does
was
matter is where I found it.
medicine, B was
Where'd you find it?
reactants, and C was poison. That's why it
The
says
shelf is
C9.
divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C.
Yep.
In section A, dietary supplements. In B,
Poison,
reagents,
yummy.
And
Please
in C,
don't.
a variety of lethal chemicals.
Don't
And
don't
that's where
don't
the
drink
poison
poison.
came from? Section C?
But we found it in section A.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah. We found it in A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Yep.
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
It was moved.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
And they forgot to...
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I can't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing. All we could do is stand there and watch. But it's as if it was the natural thing in the world. Byakuya was calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink
Contaminate.
some water. You can't just swallow powder. It'll stick to your throat.
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
No, he's trying to prove something.
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
It's the protein.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
They switched the
Can I see
insides.
that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Yeah. Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scrapped out the... She... with her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Did you just drink protein powder without liquid?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder.
Wow.
Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The protein shaker. The poison must have been... Protein shaker or was it protein bottle? One or the other. Protein something. Where's the T? I need the T. Teen. E. Then N. Where is N? Oh, it's protein drink. Then N. Protein drink.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can.
Now it actually is starting
Once
to
you
look
accept
kind of
that,
like
it
a
becomes
suicide.
obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something in the scene. The I don't think Monokuma bottle was the one it. Protein drink?
I got it!
That was a guess.
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
Yeah.
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
Danny DeVito.
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
And that caused her to vomit blood.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was
Probably.
offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
Who?
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The footsteps. It has to be... What was... The footsteps, right? Footprints.
I got it!
Yeah, the footprints were the ones found.
Footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point.
Someone moved
They
it.
must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
What?
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep.
I don't believe it though. Like
I did it.
how could
I killed Sakura.
how could the
Just as I suspected.
how could the door be locked from the inside?
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Me and
I
Hina.
got it. Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Yeah, lockpicking skills. Those purchase must be... Makoto, are they yours? No. Okay, let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Uh-huh.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I don't know.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so
Nah, they
close,
just traded
Sakura
sneakers.
didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive
But
all of us.
what motive would she have, though?
I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really... kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
But why was the room locked?
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind.
I really...
Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them.
I realize Byakuya is normally wrong.
Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
The locked
Are you
room.
talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
You just get used to him, that's all I'm gonna say.
that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint?
She wanted to frame herself.
It's too obvious. Too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
Yep,
You
we
didn't
got
notice?
her. We got her.
Yeah, that's just...
He's the
Listen,
killer?
Hina.
Nah.
Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
If that's true. Isn't it a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Uncovered the full truth of this case. Make your argument. Footprints.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped
I think this is more fitting.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
That doesn't make sense though. Because we were talking about the footprints. So...
You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein.
Sorry if I'm not talking too much. I'm actually thinking about this
But
like
the
really hard.
footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A.
Yeah, they were moving...
That contradicts what you just said.
See, they're moving away, right? They're moving back.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was so nervous. I was just so nervous, so I didn't notice I left footprints.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
You're proven wrong, Byakuya. Not too hard to figure out. Yeah.
You lied to us. Plain and simple.
She's suicidal.
If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious.
Blackmail's my bet.
The powder had already been spilled when you came in. And you
Nah.
went straight to
We've
Section A.
we've already had a blackmail plot.
So you
last
never went to Section
last
C.
murder,
Whatever
so
you
it
did there,
doesn't. I don't
only
think they'll
involved
repeat it.
Section A.
Well, you see...
What the? What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
Mm-hmm.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I like how he's
I
breaking
found
down.
This.
A piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
She's so smug.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh?
Me?
Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Wasn't it the... window!
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
Because it's blue glass.
Window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Must have been broken. According to Hina. Was it the rec room? It has to be rec room, right? Nope, that's the wrong one.
shoot! What's strange?
This?
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina?
Yep.
And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there
That's
at
true.
least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
Uh-huh.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
'Cause Sakura had yellow
We
powder?
already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right?
But why would Sakura have the yellow powder on her
That
shoes?
can wasn't there when she died. How did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can.
Yeah.
After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
He's breaking. The proof was after. Was it the yellow powder? No. Empty protein drink or source of protein.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked
Chem
room
lab.
was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before the rec room was unlocked!
No, but it would have been planted there. So I think it's Byakuya's words that I need to shoot. Okay, this will be a leap of faith.
When it comes to that protein can,
There's not a doubt until the
locked room, it absolutely
was not.
So you're
Someone planted it there after we got the door.
no.
It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there!
Yeah, because we literally just said it would have been planted, right?
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
And it was on the broken glass was under the
Of
protein
course.
shake.
It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
But why was the glass
Well,
underneath it?
Those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken.
So
So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
But
So
no
you
one
asked
tripped.
everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
Uh-huh.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can.
Meaning someone found a body.
But once the room was opened up,
Someone-
they were switched, and as a result,
Someone found a body before the body
the
discovery.
protein can wound up in the rec room, and the
Then-
bottle of poison returned to the
Ah.
chem lab.
Wait, I think I'm starting to get it.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison?
I think it was a s-
I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why.
it was a
The
suicide.
only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle. No,
Precisely. She was alone in a
She did
locked
say she
room.
was gonna end it.
All she had was the poison.
So
What other
wait,
possibility
I'm
is
starting to
there?
get it. That's why she called
You're
3
saying
people.
she drank it
So the body
knowing what it
discovery
was?
announcement would have played.
Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
I mean, there was already
It was
there
Hina,
there was
right?
already signs
took it
it was
and gave it to
pointing
Ogre.
towards suicide, but I
What
wanted
do
to
you
be
think,
open.
Makoto?
I wanted to be open to all possibilities. The poison who got the person. Sakura, right?
I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
It was a
What are
suicide.
you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to section. Kyoko shows hit Hina with it. The yellow powder, right? Because there was a yellow powder in her shoes.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Stop talking! I hate you! I hate you!
My game lagged. This is why I spam it. Because if I actually think about it, I keep forgetting to reload.
I refuse to give up yet.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong!
Crap, 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 crap. Final strike. It was the yellow powder.
Do you have any kind of proof?
This should prove it. Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab.
So she did it herself.
That powder was yellow, wasn't it?
It's...
So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Uh-huh.
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
She went to the chem lab herself.
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled.
Yeah.
So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina,
But
but
Sakura. Jinx.
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself.
Yep.
But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep.
Yeah.
Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place?
It was a
The
suicide.
only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't kill her.
She killed herself. The only person is Sakura.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
That's why she kept...
I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly!
That's why she wanted 3 people there at the same time.
I can't believe it either.
But at the same time she...
Rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up.
Because of the
Sakura
lockdown.
went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it.
Yeah.
All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
She locked herself. Sakura created it.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did.
Yeah.
She sat
So
there,
what's the
drank the
exact
poison,
deal?
and breathed her last breath.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. I suggest you watch other gameplays or look at the Danganronpa wiki.
Someone grabbed the bottle and
It's
snuck
like
it out
they
of
were
the room.
trapped in this school and the only way to get out is to murder.
And that was you, wasn't it, Hina?
Or I'm just lazy to explain.
You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you?
Emotions.
When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead.
Yeah.
And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Mm-hmm. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the
And
chem lab,
if they
you
get
headed straight to the section where the protein powder
if they
was
get
kept.
if they convict the wrong person, everyone dies as punishment.
You took the
So it's
powder and poured
literally
it into the
a matter of
bottle
life and
poison
death
you'd
if
grabbed
you
from
get
the rec room.
if you get the right killer.
When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can.
If you convict the wrong person, everyone
Thinking
dies
about it
but
like
the
that,
killer gets
footprints
set
make
free.
perfect sense.
But if you choose the right person, the killer
When
gets
you were done, You gathered everyone
gets
together.
executed, and
And
everyone's
once you
still
were back
trapped
in
there.
the rec room,
I got everyone. Ah, ogre. Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. I see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body.
So you guys were so
The Hina
close.
I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation.
Yep.
As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious
And
evidence,
the
right?
people with the X's are dead people.
The footprints in the powder
Yes.
and the bottle of poison?
Some of them were
Vital
killed,
pieces of
some of them were
evidence,
executed
and yet-
because they were found out.
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Because she wanted to commit suicide.
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Okay, we have to put everything in order. Okay. Put that there, because that's obvious. Let's see what we're working with. Hidden locker. That's already there, so. This, put that there. Wrote Toko's name. Skedaddle skedoodle. Got out. And she placed it back, but she placed it back upside down. Then scared her. There can only be... Technically, yeah. Broke the queen. Poison. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, let's see if this is right.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Yep.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others.
Which is Toko.
She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
I see.
And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room.
Yeah.
Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
Huh. Oh, I got that wrong. I think it was the night piece. Because it was either the bottles or the night piece. Okay.
Here's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it.
Yep.
Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime.
But she's strong, so it didn't really matter.
He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear,
she got out.
She jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others.
But she did it upside down.
But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes.
I like how two people just panicked and hit her over the head.
She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura.
And panicked and hit her over the head.
And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her.
I like how two people just panicked and just hit her.
Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those two blows, she was still alive.
Yeah, she's a Chad.
So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death?
Poison.
It was the poison that Sakura herself.
Also, Byakuya didn't clean that bottle. There could be traces of that poison.
The rec room into a true locked room scenario.
Then he did say small amounts of it won't kill you.
And there.
Response to seeing a massive muscle person from.
Later on,
yeah.
the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion.
Hina would have killed everyone.
And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
Complete. So no one's getting executed because it was a suicide.
Sakura took her own life.
Because she was.
And you claimed to be the killer to hide that.
Because she felt guilty
right?
because she was the spy for the mastermind.
That's what happened? But Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
His pride is broken.
Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized?
He's the ultimate lucky
We
stan.
don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Yeah, you need to be balanced of calculated and human. So there's going to be no execution because everyone's dead. I got a lot of A's. But I also got plenty of C's. Could be better next time.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Everyone forgot.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it.
Well, everyone knows
Maybe
it.
you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's a good thing this game has democracy, because if one person voted wrong and they didn't have democracy, yeah. Vote first. No, you don't. The voting is story-wise, so...
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself. And why is this auto? Let me change it. Let's see. Yeah. Transcript, nope. Or maybe it's just auto here. What's up?
My entire
Boo.
existence.
Okay, we're done here.
What
So
did you say?
that's a whole truth, huh? I see. But still, there's one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet why did you do that?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly why you wanted to die. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is cause all you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. Well, she's the one who chose to be a spy. We all had to pay for our crimes.
What?
We're serious? That's...
What is
You
this?
still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of wanting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. It's a suicide letter. That's found on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't need to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's all my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me?
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive this!
my closest friend got hurt. Sakura, because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. She chose that path, so it's not really anyone's fault. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Wait, why is this auto? Wait. It's not in the options. True splits. Yeah, it's just auto. This is why I wanted. She want to find a way for everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them 3 people. You asked to meet with those 3? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? I just want to talk to them.
But
I think she wanted to commit... Talk about what? I think she wanted to commit suicide in front of them. Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you...
Hina.
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She clearly believed that. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood she was a friend to all of us. And yet...
why?
And yet... all they did was hit her with a bottle. You trampled all over her feelings and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you all act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hands.
Why?
That's how you'd push her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here. I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
I like some protein. Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That's when she drank the poison, because she didn't want to die in front of Hina. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura.
Please.
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why?
I mean, technically, Kyoko, why did she have to die? Kyoko and I didn't do anything then. We didn't make her feel guilty. She had weakness, just like any other person. She got caught, she'd bleed. If someone hurt her, she'd felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I mean, Kyoko and I didn't. I tried to protect her and suffer for it, and that just added to the weight she had to carry. I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her. All of us. I mean, Kyoko and I didn't do anything. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her. I don't think she died hating all of us. And even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just taken so long. I'm gonna factor it in still. It's still... I couldn't read that in time. Wait, where was it? Jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? Oh wait, that's already. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production progress. Okay, and scene cut.
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For the benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrating voice. But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
Isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez, talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know,
Okay, I don't need
I've
to
been
read this
giving
one.
information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
Well, us. It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
Uh-huh. You might not see it, the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch.
Why didn't they
so even if it
voice the
meant my
entire
own
thing?
life, I had to protect it.
So was Motive.
That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off to wait until we reach another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
And that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
That's true. I am perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I wrote an obligation to get this situation under control, and to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
Yeah. The mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will ever have to kill anymore. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I am willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life. It's pretty sad. Then Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating us?
No way!
She wanted us to stop us from fighting, to protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible. No.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I could thwart the mastermind's plan, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. That is the path I have chosen. This is the only way I have to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Oh, so that's why Monokuma hit it. Please tell Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan when I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end though, I hope to show myself through action and not words. Hopefully then they'll see. And she wanted to
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible.
That's why she called 3 people.
Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
Huh.
But
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyways. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with the fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together. Power of friendship.
know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either.
Ooh-hoo.
Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? The killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemies each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There could be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I'm bowling out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear that the others have cast aside their fear of this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost this sense of excitement, which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here?
Hmm.
Now, I have only one thing to look forward to,
It's all clear now.
and that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, is this mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go, and if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I could catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now you could say that Sakura's... Well, now can you say Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
what the heck?
The fun time?
Hmm.
Anyway, let's forget that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've been waiting for. Punishment time.
What?
Wait, but Sakura's was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna... Is it me?
Wrong!
Oh heavens no. Just cause the Blacken is dead just doesn't mean I could sub in whatever old student I want. Did I tell you? I'm very particular about the 1 bear times 1 rule. Bear times 1 rule. But I spent so much preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest.
Let's give it everything we've got!
Let's see. The strongest friend of all. The strongest force of all. Friendship stronger than any dark lord? Lord? Oh, it's alter ego. Crap. No, I was so looking forward for him. And he was moved by the power of friendship. So alter ego got found out. Huh. Excavator destroyer. Well then, alter ego's dead. That's a shame. We had to put them into the system. Alter ego is an AI created by one of the dead students. It's a replication of his consciousness. And you suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk. That totally took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grab, chicken's where it's at, and I'm about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color and smell, the succulence grilled is where it's at. I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay. I mean, alter ego need a risk. For the sake of everyone else, I won't. I'm not replaying that. Alter ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to new anger. Raw anger. The anger turned to fury. Black and muddy and boiled. And boiling over. It got up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting from my mouth. Is it just auto? How dare you? That was my friend. How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh? You're friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend. And you killed him. Is that what you call animalism? Where a soul dwells within all things? Even laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So, you finally noticed him.
Actually...
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, that on the laptop, it was, I guess, a gift from me to you. Call it a gift from... Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course, I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, you know, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
Be helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so they can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help us at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. I mean, he knew the risk. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel a billion times better.
Very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad, like, just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left from Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go.
Hello.
Prepare your ears for the deculent tunes of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully, it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mysteries of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing. Which is, the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and I would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brains rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even freaking know what... No, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid. It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note... Like I'd ever get any of you Griswolds have it. But
Too bad.
sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line on the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. And I will fight you, bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Huh? Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die. She'll fight you? Well, whatever. Who cares about some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know. And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach the school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about it. Think long and think hard. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words before he disappeared. But what was all that about? Sakura's last message was her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school. The mastermind did something to us. Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the master... What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean... Did the mastermind plan a bomb in us or something? And if we were to leave the school, a sensor goes off? And the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in the movies and comics, and stuff. So it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo,
So class trial is over and Monokuma's gone?
but
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than we head back up? Oh yeah, let's get out of here. But Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is
Not possible.
not a real threat. It's absolutely no threat. I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones who figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone to apologize to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his legs?
No, 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 no!
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I call you a sleazeball because you are sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder why you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse. Give and take me. I guess it's not easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is. It is for now. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end and we returned to the life of Host Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. All in all, we all went back to our rooms. We all went back to our rooms, and before long night snuck up on us.
This as such soon. Okay then.
It's still auto. Wait, let me... Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Wah. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? That voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead.
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here? I mean, just... I might as well say why I'm here. Am I really sure there's no... It's not this. Where you both as you move, reset default. Then then
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door. It was unlocked. You're unbelievably clueless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey,
Always, and you don't have to overreact like that every time. not to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Huh. Okay, let's talk to her. It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. What's your favor?
So...
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight for you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered. The data on the 4th floor. What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? I thought it was locked. Okay. I made my way into the after hour school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Eventually, I wound up in the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hand on the door, and with a certain amount of force, it didn't open. I tried again, but... Rattle. It must be unlocked. And what was it Kyoko said? The data center, the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh, what are you up to, mister? Ugh. Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Well, I just... Are you trying to tell me you didn't actually bashed in yet, right? But... I can see that you don't. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself.
Unbelievable.
It looked like you might break in any second, so I thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you just gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? No, nothing like that. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know. Stop being weird and go back to bed. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko.
You too?
No.
You guys?
Whatever, the two of you, just go back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Mikoto, let's head back. What?
Hey.
Did you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay. Yeah, go on, get out of here, shoo. So we left and went back into our rooms. And then...
Goodbye.
So goodbye. Wait, she said goodbye. Hold on. Listen, what was all that about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked. And then she shows up late, and we leave without checking a single thing. What was the point of all that? Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversation just like that, but...
Goodbye.
Oh then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering into my ear.
Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying
Hello.
hidden somewhere in this school.
I'm doing fine, and you?
The one they call the ultimate despair.
Uh-huh.
Watch out for her.
I hope you're doing well. All-star apologies. Chapter 4, the end. 6 students, 7? To be continued. I'm not ending the stream here because I normally stream for 3 hours. Got an item. The altar lump. Yes. Go on my...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Copyright music starts playing. Copy pasta start. Oh yeah, the copy pasta. I've seen that meme. Even though I'm mostly blind to this game. Mokuro Ikusaba. What?
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, the auto thing's gone.
The
so.
16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Kyoko told me to watch out for her. Mokuro Ikusaba. That was just 3 days before the next incident. 3 days before we would be faced with another murder. It's a meme because they say it so many times. 3 days before the worst thing so far would reveal itself. Chapter 5. 100-mile dash. Pain of junk food of a junk food junkie. In the meantime, the day after Sakura's class trial, the morning in the dining hall. So let's begin the usual post-trial investigation. Hey, you didn't make small talk or anything. We never just get straight to the point like that. So how are you enjoying the game so far? It's alright. I hate in the trial, I just hate the absorb bullet part. Because sometimes it doesn't make sense. And I tend to lose most of my lives in the absorb bullet parts of the trials. If you want to keep up with me, you must refrain from pointless small talks. Geez, how high is that horse of yours?
Well?
He just acts like that to hide his own insecurities. That's what I like to think anyway. Regardless of how you want to defeat the mastermind, you need to follow my lead. They creep around the school like a mouse, but the mastermind's pride is as bloated as a cow's udder.
In the name of my family.
And no matter what it takes, I will rid this world of them.
Huh?
Hey, Kyoko, you've been pretty quiet. Man, you're so boring. You just sit there like a mushroom. I'm gonna start calling you Miss Mushroom.
What's your deal?
She didn't snap back at you. Her talking makes things difficult, so I told her not to open her mouth without permission. What? But if she can't open her mouth, she can't eat or drink. I don't care. Yeah, I understand that. It doesn't get... I actually like the Hangman's Gambit. They give you just enough to figure out what you need to... what it wants you to find out. So I find that kind of fun, actually. I like the Hangman stuff. And for the, what do you call it? The bullet time, the rhythm game. I tried to do it the regular way, but I found out just spamming the tab key, the left mouse button and the right mouse button, just spamming those three together actually works pretty well.
How about that?
And you're okay with that, Toko? Jeez, how low is that rock you're hiding under?
Whew.
I believe this is a small talk Byakuya warned us against.
Come on.
And yet I let myself get involved. But it is now finished. I will never allow you to drag me down to your level again.
Let's go.
We're going to begin our search. Stop running your mouth and start moving your legs. Pressured by the obviously irritated Byakuya, we all started our exploration. Okay, let's go. I ran the wrong way. I think you're the first person I've met that actually like the. Yeah, I enjoy it. Believe it or not, I unironically, I find it pretty fun. I guess that just makes me weird. You didn't miss much. It was just the meme. The DNA of the sloth. I don't like how there's no fast travel option in this game. Favorite case? I don't know. So... Oh, never mind. Well, I'll just do things the old-fashioned way. Let's see. Oops, that's the wrong way. The 5th floor is just straight ahead. There it is. You can fast travel? How? I mean, I had the map open. And I pressed the help key and it didn't say anything about fast travel. So here I am on the 5th floor of Hope's Peak Academy. The 5th floor has been open to us. It's totally different from all the floors we've seen up till now. For some reason, it feels unpleasant. Let's go investigating. I have an R map? What button is that? It doesn't matter, I'll just walk all over the place. I'll ignore the classrooms. Because I'm pretty sure they're pretty obvious. Transcript, open health, tab. Doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything. That's another classroom. Let's go to this one. Japanese stuff. I looked at the controls, it didn't say anything. What is this place? You open your e-handbook. This? Oh yeah, there it is. Huh. Yeah, I'm just old-fashioned sometimes. Kyoko. What Kyoko told me yesterday. What the heck did it mean?
Mukuro Ikusaba.
There we go.
The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this
Here we
school.
go again. Maybe I won't teleport everywhere. I'll walk sometimes. There's some fun to it. Except when I get impatient.
The one they call the ultimate despair.
Uh-huh.
Watch out for her.
Kyoko? I'm not going to say anything. Huh? I can't say anything. Kyoko narrowed her eyes. Her gaze darted up to the surveillance camera.
Hey.
The copy pasta. You understand why, right? She's trying to tell me that whatever it was important. The mastermind can't find out. But how did Kyoko get her hands on information that could be that important?
So then,
we're finished here. She made it very clear that our conversation had come to an end. And just like that, I didn't understand anything any better than before. I get the feeling in how many visual... I don't play much visual novels. That's probably why. I want to! Oh yeah, I have to see let's see. Archery. That target seems pretty far away. Gotta say, pretty proud of my eyesight. Haha, boast about your eyesight. IRL, I'm almost partially blind. Even though this room is totally enclosed, there's a cherry tree planted here, and it's in full bloom.
Hey.
It's quite elegant. This is what you consider elegant?
Indeed.
After this series, you could try Ace Attorney. I'll think about it. I have a habit of overthinking stuff. I lived overseas for a long time, so this kind of Japanese-style scenery is refreshing. When considering our situation, isn't it kinda out of place? It's a straw post used for sword practice. Did they use it for training here too? Locker rooms. There's a bunch of wooden lockers in here. I mean, yeah. That's how I managed to point out if, that there's a possibility Sakura's death would have been a suicide because of that overthinking, but I shelved it in my mind just to be open to everything. The wooden lockers and keys remind me of super old school public bathhouses. I called it way before just for the you weren't here last stream. I said there's a possibility she could have killed herself. Because this is the first time you're watching Danganronpa because you asked me what this game is about. A suit of armor is on display. It's extremely Japanese. I'm not gonna look at the TV screens or the camera. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh, rip then, yeah. Okay. This place, right? But like I said, like Kyoko, I shelved it in my mind and tried to be open to other possibilities. Hiro.
Yo.
At first I thought I saw blue skies, but it turned out they just painted the walls and the ceiling.
You know?
Oh, but the plants are all real. It's been a while since I've smelled vegetation. It helps me relax.
What the heck?
That's not what you're thinking, is it? Huh? Why is it that bad? Don't you get it? Don't you realize the true horror of plant life? It's there, just beneath the surface. Beneath their calm exterior, they're always watching and waiting. And when they decide they can't leave us in charge of Earth anymore,
The end is nigh.
they'll put their plan to global human extinction to the cause. Hiro is literally begging to touch. That's true.
Well?
I'm serious. I love this goofball. Flower. Dude's thinking cats. Some people think ape, some people think dogs, some people think AI, some people think zombies. I don't know. Whoa, what is that? That thing is super weird, super creepy. Flowers aren't supposed to get this big. Is this thing real? What? That's a Monokuma flower. I came up with the name myself. Try and touch it, and you're in for some real excitement. Hero is just perpetually high, that's why we love him. Your heart's in all like, wow. Whoa, and the plant's like, snap, and your flesh is like, bleh, I'm dead. AI will kill humans, but only when it gets to the sonic parts of the internet. Actually, any being who goes through the sonic part of the internet wants to take over the world. In other words, it's monstrous. It's pretty freaking amazing if I do say so myself. A student of Host Peak Academy added improvement after improvement and created this miracle creature. The ultimate botanist. Although they don't go here anymore. They died during the tragedy.
Actually,
by the way, now the AI will discover Rule 34. Depends on the AI. AIs can have personalities too. There could be a lewd AI. Ultron was best Marvel villain. Looked at the internet for 2 minutes and decided. Yeah, that's true. By the way, despite how it looks, the flower is super practical. It can eat paper, plastic, even people, so it's totally good for the environment.
well done.
Such an eco-friendly creation is vital for the future and the future growth of a healthy society. Not that I know anything about that myself. Sprouting more and more nonsense, Monokuma eventually disappeared. Whatever it is, I'd better keep my distance. Nice. What else is there? Shed. Just to be sure, I should take a look in that tool shed. Huh. Scythe. This place seems totally disorganized. From a lawnmower to fertilizer, flower pots to farm tools. And leaning against the wall, is that a pickaxe? A moment. Hero entered the courtroom. He snapped. Why am I in a courtroom again? Yeah. There are all different kinds of gardening tools here. Are they trying to get us to become self-sufficient? Crazy diamond! Huh? There's something carved into the handle of this pickaxe. Crazy diamond. Do-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Jojo. It's Mondo's biker gang. I feel like I remember seeing that somewhere. Isn't that Jojo's reference? There's a lawnmower here. Even with this here, who's actually gonna take care of the lawn? So many flower pots. Big ones, little ones, any size you might need. Maybe I'll grow some flowers to put in my room. Fertilizer. Bags of fertilizer are piled up. There are so many different kinds to choose from. 181. Yes, I'll leave. What else is there to check here? Whoops, no, not yet, not yet. Yeah. Name crazy. Speaking of Mondo, remember? Yeah. Crazy Daya. Yeah. Yeah, he named it. His brother probably named it after himself. Is this a chicken coop? What's chicken coop doing here? Are there chickens? Oh, they're chickens! This place even has chickens, huh? They're just regular chickens, right? Like, they don't eat people or lay bombs instead of eggs or something crazy like that. I don't know. It seems safe. Eat the chickens. It's a chicken! It's really alive, right? There's no mistake. I had to press on all five chickens? How did you find out about this game, by the way? A friend who's also a subscriber wanted me to play the series. So they told me to start out, they'll send me Danganronpa 1. And if I want to continue, they're willing to give me Danganronpa 2 and 3. But only time will tell if I do play 2 and 3. It's a chicken. It's really alive, there's no mistake. No, it wasn't Ragnar, even though I had this game before I met Ragnar. Is it really, like... Can I say that for sure? Not Hiba. I didn't know them before I started playing Danganronpa. It's a chicken. It wasn't Key either. It's not any of them. It's another person from another friend group. Wait, I missed that. It's a chicken. I'm not expecting... It's not expecting to be fed like humans, is it? Then final lucky last chicken. It's a chicken. It's not gonna lay a bomb, is it? Okay. Each chicken had a personality. Step away from the chicken coop? Yep. Oh, you like chickens too? You like chickens too, Makoto? Yeah, I love these little guys. They're seriously cute, right? And there's exactly 5 of them here. Exactly? 5. You know, the number that comes after 4 and before 6. At least in terms of natural numbers. Anyway, whenever the number 5 pops up, that's a good omen. It contains the mysteries of the cosmos. I thought it was 42!
I'm at least 30% right.
It's a number of power. A refreshing number on par with a hen's squeeze au natural lemonade. I know a lot more people, but those 3 and 2 and 3 other people, we're technically in one server and we're technically an unofficial VTuber group. We don't have a name yet, but Ragnar and Hiba are thinking. And I are thinking, and the other members who haven't debuted yet. He never lets me get a word in edgewise. Okay, what else is there? There's some kind of control panel set near the wall. Remember, Jaws. There are 5 chickens, exactly 5, no more, no less, just 5 chickens. Yeah, I feel like it's supposed to be important as well, but we'll see as the game goes. Does it control the air conditioning or something? Oh no. It's for the sparklers. Sprinklers, sorry. It's for the sprinklers. Yeah, it controls the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off every morning at that's highlighted, so it may be important. Every morning at 7:30. Don't you dare change it without permission. By the way, the game is hammering the fact not because it's gonna be important later on. Of course, the settings panel is locked, so you couldn't change it if you wanted to. So that means sprinklers go off at 7:30 a.m. every morning. Yep, you got it. It's super user-friendly, which sucks. But if you get here too early, you'll get drenched, so watch yourself. But you're not a little kid, right? You're too old to run through sprinklers anyways.
Disgusting.
Or do you have some kind of water fetish? I'm gonna tell everyone. Is that all? Yeah, that's all. Yes. Okay, where else? There's a science lab thing over there, so... Ooh. Sorry, Hina. I'm investigating. Does that say raw? And Makoto likes to look up. So did Hiba debut yet or nah? That's my Halo tag. No, Hiba hasn't debuted yet. So yeah. But he's been posting stuff on Twitter about playing Code Vein. Rattle. It's locked. We came all this way just to be denied here. The sign in the hall says Biolab. A biolab. That we're forbidden from seeing into. It kinda sounds like something out of an old cheesy horror movie. And as you may know, you know why I like to call Hiba my son, right? Because I made his avatar. It's raw. Don't you dare go all Gordon Ramsay on us. The floor feels different compared to all the others. I'm not sure what it is. Is there some reason for that? I hope it's not anything too creepy. I think I need to check the classrooms. Maybe I find another picture in a classroom. I've also made an avatar. Oh. What the hell is this? The gruesome horror of the rooms struck me hard and fast. That's what she said. What I saw was bad enough, but what I smelled... How come here the blood is red? Everywhere else the blood is pink. It was sour, pungent, impossibly rank.
I see.
It smells awful, doesn't it? There's a chef character in Danganronpa too. It must be at least vaguely familiar to you. After all, you've been around your fair share of corpses. Also, cause Hiba is a glitch, which I don't know. It implies you can teleport around. Are you saying it's the smell of death? Their flesh and fat and blood. There was no surprise in his voice, no shock. But he was right. I had experienced the smell more than once. It was the smell of death and despair. But the smell here is strong, condensed. It's the smell of a battlefield. So can Hiba teleport? I don't know. The friend of mine who got me this game said it's censorship reasons. But how come they didn't censor out this room? Monokuma must have... What? My fault again? Stop trying to blame me on everything. If you hadn't done what you did, this never would have happened.
Unbelievable.
No, it's quite the opposite. The opposite?
Now then.
Yep. Let me give you a itty bitty eerie squeegee little hint. I read this eerie. As far as this room goes, I don't know a thing. I just left it exactly how I found it. What?
Yes, indeed.
How's that for a hint? It could be censorship, but a lot of people speculate it's a design choice. Yeah, but in one of the investigations, when we saw pink blood, the character still described it as red. So yeah. Better than those stupid hints you get from NPCs in those mean old RPGs.
Uh-oh.
That's pretty scary, huh? Blood all over the walls and junk. Of course, even the outside world, people die bloody, gruesome deaths every day.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Pink is lightish. Fair point. Especially in this situation. Going back to bloody deaths, yeah, especially nowadays. I don't want to get into it because, you know, it's dark. So it's not really a big deal. Just keep your chin up and keep on living, soldier. What's he talking about? He just left it the way he found it? What's the point of censoring the blood when you murder people in brutal ways anyways? That's true. I think they wanted to censor just enough so this game could be like teenage level. Because the prototype game, Mistrust or Distrust, was a lot more violent than this, that they had to tone it down. What's the meaning of all this? You could say there was blood shed. There's blood all over the place. I want to shut my eyes forever again. I think Mikoto... There's no murder this time, Gypsy. We just finished the trials. I wanted to shut my eyes forever against the ghastly sight. It appears all the bloodstains are dry. And their color has changed. Okay, yeah, it's red because of the dried blood. As well as I think it's safe to assume these bloodstains are considerably old. This is all really blood? Of course, I wouldn't find it interesting otherwise. And it is interesting, I assure you. What on earth happened in this classroom? What is interesting, sorry. He seems like he's enjoying himself. No way I can keep up with someone like that. Not Makoto did what is happening. Yeah, he found this room. Well, if it is old, it will be black. That's true. I mean, if it's on a piece of clothing, it's like a reddish dark brown. There are white chalk outlines drawn all over the floor. How many bodies were there? I've seen this kind of thing on detective shows and stuff like that. You always see it in the scene of a crime. No. I wish I could say I don't believe it. I'm not gonna look at the camera. I'll press here. It's maroon, you mean? Yeah, maroon. Leave the area. Hey, it's like almost 5 a.m. where I am, so I guess I've seen what there's to see here for now. And once again, nothing I found seems to make any real sense. The camera might give you mono coins. Might. Yeah, but I'm not gonna click around every camera. What does this game look like to you? Five Nights at Freddy's? No, it was Mokoro Ikosaba, the 16th student. She's the culprit. You know, because I bleed a lot. Ah. I mean, when I bleed, I don't really take focus. Yeah. But the way she's poking and prodding and knowing all these mystery signs, like she's poking and prodding like she's experienced, right? Maybe she's the ultimate detective or something? Ultimate investigator, ultimate detective. Something one of the two. So it's either ultimate investigator or ultimate detective. And that's what I'm guessing. I need to head back to the dining hall and find out what the others turned up. One after the other, everyone made their way to the dining hall. And before too long, it would appear everyone has returned. But still, it's just 6 of us. That's barely enough for a decent volleyball team.
Just a second.
Hey, don't be a sourpuss. We gotta think positive. Besides, even if one more person dies, we can still field a basketball team.
Hey.
That's like reverse positive thinking. Anyway, there's no time to be depressed. For the sake of everyone we've lost, we have to do our best. We can stop all this group hug nonsense. Can we stop all this group hug nonsense? We need to find out what everyone discovered. Okay, let's go here. That's right, she can't talk. Why did I click her? Hey Byakuya, it seems like Toko wants to say something.
What?
So, why are you telling me?
Hey.
Well, cause you told her to zip it or whatever. Ah, I'd forgotten about that.
Huh?
Jesus, man. I know you like torturing her, but come on. Well, Toko, if you want to envelop us all in your putrid breath, I won't stop you. Kyoko, the ultimate, I insist on wearing leather even in... Hey, I feel cold out. Oh, leather gloves, okay. I mean, I do have leather gloves. Well, I think they're... Yeah, I have leather gloves, but they're touchscreen gloves. You honor me, master. And don't worry, I took care of the odor problem. Haha. Seriously? You're just gonna take it?
What the heck?
Shut up, and don't interrupt when Master and me are talking. Okay, so what did you want to tell us? Well, I was in a classroom on the 5th floor, and something caught my attention. It was this. Isn't that what the corpse from the thing, like in that flash forward, was holding? Which means whatever outfit. Yeah. That was this. A knife? That reminds me of that. Is it a vine? Is that a vine like, what do you have? A knife? No. Knife, nice. Stab him and go. Perhaps. Oh, go. Also, Celeste wears all that black and makeup and. I wear black like almost all the time, including summer. In fact, my gym gear is black. Whoa, that thing is huge. It's like Rambo size.
What?
It's a survival knife of some kind. But what is it doing in a classroom?
Well,
how would I know?
Very suspicious.
You're gonna use that knife for what you're planning to do to us? Everyone is wearing long sleeves at the very least. Yeah. I mean, sun protection. Especially where I live, the sun is pretty strong. Well, lately we've been having rains and floods, so I'm not sure if that counts. I'm not gonna do anything. I just picked it up. I didn't want to leave a knife just lying around.
How about that?
I'd rather have it lying around than in the hands of a serial killer. Don't compare me to her. I'm nothing like her. Listen, more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it?
You know?
We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do.
What's your problem?
I don't want it anyway. It's too dangerous. So what to do?
So then...
Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? I feel like that's gonna be a bad thing. Because we saw the flash forward and a person was killed with a knife. So, could we be framed for murder with this? Huh? Me? Oh yeah, I totally trust Makoto to take care of it.
Okay.
And that's that. Hold on, don't I get a say?
It's all clear now.
It just shows how much they trust you. You should do as they ask. Are you sure it's trust? I feel like they're just using me. I meant Celeste is... Night time is complicated. Good, now kill them all. No, that was Hifumi. I think she would... It's... Weebs are obsessed with Japanese culture. And I heard about Westaboos, which are Asians or non-Americans obsessed with American culture. Then Koreaboos are obsessed with Korean culture. I think she was Germaboo? I don't know what's the German equivalent of a weeaboo. Celeste did... Yeah. Don't you mean... Taeko? Yasuhiro Taeko? Okay, so here you go, Makoto. You're acting like I already said yes. Fine. I guess there's nothing I could do. I'll just keep it in my desk drawer for now. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Hey, Toko? Do I still have bad breath? Sorry. I'm sorry it stinks.
That's fine.
You made a valuable discovery. Good job. Huh? Teaboos are obsessed with British stuff. Did Koreaboos exist before Squid? Yes, they did. And if I mention... I'm not gonna go into it because I might get cancelled. K-pop. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't go into details about it. That's all I'm gonna say. K-pop. I don't like weaves that push... Yeah, that's... I like Japanese culture, but... Or boozing... I mean, if I were to guess, judging from their names, weeaboos is probably the first ones to exist. You've never heard of K-pop and K-drama, have you? Yep, Koreaboos existed because of those. But but according to my research and investigation, seeing how weeaboos are the only ones with a unique name, because teaboos, you could clearly see it's associated with tea. Then Americans are called Westaboos, so or Ameriboos, depending on who you ask. Weeaboos is the only one who's unique. Where do you get Wea from Japan? So from my investigation and from what I've seen with the other boos, weeaboos are probably the first ones to exist, but after weeaboos, it's probably the Westaboos. So, And that's my theory from what I've conducted from my investigation. Huh? It's not as bad as modern rap. I like the songs, but the fandom, like any other fandoms, can be toxic. Like at this point, I shouldn't be surprised. Every fandom is toxic. I will just say it out there. Like, but they're not completely toxic. There are people in fandoms that are actually really nice and will try to recommend other people to their fandom. Then there's the toxic ones. You just need to know which people to watch out for. No, every. TF, yeah. TF2 has wholesome. But it's more on the ratio. Like, TF2 is mostly wholesome, but there's probably a small percentage who are toxic. Like I said, not all fandoms aren't purely toxic. There are still people who are genuinely nice and wholesome. So it's more of a ratio thing, a percentage. I've seen lines from both teams. Yeah. So yeah, it's more of a percentage and ratio thing. Maybe Team Fortress 2 has like a very, very small percentage of toxicity. Like per se, Counter-Strike. There's probably a slow percentage of wholesome people. Also, most toxic people get gunked by everyone, yeah. Huh? Huh? Did Master just praise me? Hey, good for you. I'm dreaming. I must be dreaming. I would ever experience such a dream. Weeaboo are not just a term to anime. That's true. The thing is, I cringe every time someone calls themselves an otaku, because they don't actually know what the word means. I studied Japanese, and I went to school in Japan for like 2 weeks for school exchange. Otaku in Japanese means something you're interested in. So in Japan they have train otakus, people who are very interested in trains. Let's see another example. Food otakus, like people who are obsessed with food. So I cringe every time someone calls themselves an otaku when they're not Japanese. Like, oh, I like anime, I'm an otaku. No, you don't know the meaning. In Japan, you'd be known as an anime otaku because you're into anime. That's why when I introduce myself, I introduce myself as a weeb. I don't introduce myself as an otaku because I know what the word actually means. But for Mexico, yeah. Well, it's true, every fandom has certain degrees of... Yeah, some are more toxic than others. That reminds me of someone that I did to someone that was from Mexico. But yeah, I went to a rant there. Like, don't introduce yourself as an otaku without knowing what the word actually means. Never use a word that you don't know what it means. I learned that the hard way as a kid. Feels so strange. So strange. Really strange. Oh no. I can't wait to tell you. Yeah. Danganronpa. The friend of mine who got me this game, he's a big Sayaka fan, but I heard a lot of the fandom hates Sayaka. And he's like he goes on a battle to they go on a battle. Well, they go by different pronouns, so he, she, doesn't matter how I call them. They would defend that hill that Sayaka deserved better, because they love Sayaka so much. Annoying. Mexico was basically he wanted like a nickname in Spanish, right? And he was just annoying thinking Mexico was... Yeah. And I've been to Japan. Like, it's not like your Japanese animes. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, here's a fun fact. Anime is just a Japanese nickname for animation. So, that's why I don't get upset when someone calls anime cartoons. Because anime is just a Japanese nickname for animation. Pendejo. That sounds... Anyways, whenever I look at Sayaka these days, it makes me feel sad. Okay, let's see what you have done.
You know?
Still uses it like a badge of honor. Like, it's imbecile in Spanish. Thank you. Thank you. So many people get mad when you describe anime as cartoons because that's what... Like, even the Japanese calls it cartoons. That's why they call it anime for a reason. Anime is short for animation. The Japanese themselves call them cartoons. And that's... Like, yeah, I call myself as... I call myself as a weeb. I'm proud to be a weeb, but some of them are just unbearable, you know? Like, very unbearable. People hate Sayaka because she might have pretended to like Makoto just to use him as... Yeah, that's true. Many people are, yeah. And because I like to call myself as an incomplete trilingual, because I can speak a little bit of Japanese because I'm studying Japanese in university right now. And I can speak a little bit of Filipino or Tagalog. So every time someone tells me to call them something in our language, I just give them the wrong thing. Well, there's a big garden in the 5th floor, and I found more than one thing to be worried about. I hate Sayaka, because the developers never went full snake with her. That's a lot of reactions. A stupidly large plant. Mikoto's Monokuma said that was called a Monokuma plant. If they're annoying, I do the same with Spanish. Here's the thing, have you ever heard of the Filipino language, Tagalog? It's roughly 80 to 95% Spanish, because it was a Spanish colony. I guess Japan's is just very shallow waifus. No, it's probably because she's an idol. The idol... No, it's not just Japan. Almost everywhere in Asia has a very high... really loves their idols. Coming from an Asian country, even though I only lived there for a few years, idol culture is very strong no matter what Asian country it is. Monokuma flower. Even touching it, it seems dangerous. So, to be careful, just to be careful. Well, yeah, Latin. But, that's because, the reason why Filipino or Tagalog is 80 to 95% Spanish is because they were a Spanish colony. So some words tend to overlap. And yeah. And my Filipino friends who have lived in the Philippines for a very long time has told me that it's very compulsory in high school to learn Spanish. Like, Spanish is one of their main subjects. You're not allowed to skip Spanish. You have to learn Spanish in the Philippines, from what I heard. Even touching it seems dangerous, so we have to be careful.
For serious?
It's totally a man-eating plant. I'm pretty sure it's different from the ones that lives in the pipes, though. Oh, piranha plant. Anyway, that thing must benefit from the sprinkler system as much as anything else in there. Not every language, most Asian languages aren't Latin based, right? Yeah, a majority are not Latin based, but yeah, modern day Filipino or Tagalog is a mixture of native Filipino and Spanish. So because it's Spanish, that you could count that as a Latin language. But I heard Vietnamese is part French too, so maybe them as well have some Latin in them. Oh, apparently the sparklers come on every morning at 7:30 on the dot. Yeah, remember that. You don't want to get drenched and catch a cold.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry. They say idiots never catch colds, you know. Of course not, because idiots never get wet. I think you're thinking of ducks. Especially English, yeah. English, Spanish, and Italian. There's definitely Latin in them. And German. I think German as well. I'm starting to worry about you, Hiro. Can you tell me what 10 plus 10 is?
What the heck?
Oh, come on. You don't always have to call me dumb. I may have been held back 3 times, but that doesn't make me stupid. If it makes you happy, I'll answer your dumb question.
Huh?
What was the question again? Don't worry, you just answered it. Okay, I'm going into overtime, and this week I've been going to overtime a lot. So yeah, it's fun to speak to you guys, but I have to end the stream. So... Oops, wrong button. So, tomorrow, I'm starting to worry about Hiro. So, tomorrow I'm gonna send something on Twitter because I'm gonna announce I'm gonna do something. Go to bed, yeah. Funniest things about colonies and things conquered by the English is basically only higher armies. Well, this was fun, yeah. But in 2 days, no, on Monday for some time zones, but Sunday for my time zone, I'll be back into playing Fallout 3. So I'll see you guys then. So I hope you guys had fun in this stream, because I did, even though most of the stream was investigation. So yeah, have fun. Have a good rest of the day, wherever you guys are. Eat well, go to sleep well, study well. So, goodbye.